Usually they are more likely to reach out and to discuss the vocational placement logbooks and what's involved in that. So what we've done is we have a training video that I've recorded for new supervisors, taking them through what the process involves and what the expectations are. And I'll follow that up with a phone call once they've watched that. And sometimes when they're filling out the paperwork, they'll reach out to our office for a bit of support.
Excellent.
So in terms of streamlining the paperwork, it is a compliance game that we're playing here. We've got to meet all the DESBID standards, we've got to meet all the ASQA standards. So it's about sort of, within that framework, tailoring it as much as possible. And sometimes you can tailor that to the organisation. If you're working with the organisation long enough, you can actually make some modifications to the vocational placement logbooks and workbooks. So it's actually tailored to the corporate or the organisational structure that you're working with. But it obviously has to all be within the compliance standards, which is problematic sometimes.
When it comes to the assessments, there are assessments that are important that the student undertakes on placement, and often they're training package requirements, and also very functional things that they need to focus on. They are more about reflection on their experiences and their learning on in the workplace, on their placement, and they have an opportunity to share those reflections on their assessments as part of their vocational placement tasks. I have to say that I haven't, because our products in TAFE Queensland are all standardised, so that is quite a difficult task to not use a harmonised master product. However, I always do explain in simple language and give examples. So when I'm explaining it to the student, I give them some tips on how to interpret things and examples of things that might be appropriate. And I also have an opportunity to talk to team leaders or directors about things that might be required there.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we have eyes on the student. If we can do most of the assessment and we can be there to facilitate any extra training that they need, that takes the pressure off the service provider. So we make it a point of letting them know that we'll be there for the period of 4 weeks. I'm at least there once a week for the 4 weeks, if not more. In the first week, I try and get to everybody at least once or twice.